I recently went on vacation here in Puerto Rico, and of course, for me, it's not a vacation unless you do something outdoors. So I want to take you along on an adventure that goes just a little bit beyond the typical tourist thing. Let's go outdoors. Today we're going snorkeling, but first we have to get there. Let's go snorkeling. You ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to drive these boats right there. This was a snorkeling trip with a wicked, bumpy, and thrilling twist. We would get to drive our own boats. In this case, approximately 10-foot inflatables equipped with 40 horsepower outboards that would just plain fly. A lot of people want to do this.
Yeah, almost always, especially for summer, it's pulling 6 boats going out morning and afternoon, both tours.
We're doing it.
My son Ben, his wife Alice, and I left Puerto Rico Marina in Fajardo in our little boats. And once out of the open water, it was downright rough. Waves running 3 to 5 feet made the boating more of an adventure, with these inflatables bouncing off the waves instead of cutting through them like a normal boat would. As difficult as that was, the unpredictability was actually an improvement over the previous day's excursion. We had hiked to a beautiful river in the rainforest where we slid down the rocks into a crystal clear pool of water. I later jumped from a 20-foot cliff and then dropped in from a rope swing. But it all felt so pre-programmed, walking in a line of tourists wearing life vests and helmets, doing what the guide said when they said. What do you guys? Yes, it was fun, but this, with the unknown both on top of and under the water, here we go, was better. Underwater, I saw sea fans, gorgonians, and massive brain corals, while fish skittered in every direction. Our guide also had a warning.
We're probably going to be seeing some barracudas right here, and probably some sharks too. And the second one is the fire coral.
He also told us to look out for fire coral, which can cause a nasty burn if you touch it. With that in mind, I kicked on, being careful of that fire coral and the sharp rock. I've done enough snorkeling that I recognize most of the fish and coral species, like these elkhorn corals and the diadema sea urchins, but it's never enough. I'm in really shallow water right here. I'm being careful not to kick the coral because I don't want to damage it, and also because there's fire coral down there and I don't want to get burned, and I also don't want to scrape my leg on it. So I'm being careful as I talk. But I got to tell you, I'm very excited because I just saw a bluehead wrasse, which is not super rare, but I have one in my aquarium at home. So I looked down and there was a fish that I definitely knew. I just saw a butterfly fish. Soon we were underway for the second stop on Ecacos Cay, a remote island. We walked around and learned a bit about the history and wildlife. But the water was calling. While the sandy bottom was home to basically nothing,
Yo, follow us.
Ben and Alice discovered the wreckage of some old machinery from the island's industrial past. An old wheel was home to lots of fish. As beautiful as the reefs are, perhaps the most authentic aspect of our entire trip was back at the Airbnb. We drove to it through a typical Puerto Rican neighborhood where there were obvious signs of poverty. The beach was littered with debris, and the home next to ours had been leveled by a hurricane several years before.
Yeah, I went and opened the gate for the Jeep. There was a horse.
One night, a horse just wandered into the yard, poking through our trash bins. Though the snorkeling was now over, the boating back was still in front of us. I talked to Ashley of Los Angeles, who'd never been snorkeling before. The moment you put your head in the water and you saw the fish, what were you thinking?
Speechless. Like, I could almost grab them, like, right there. Fish you don't normally see. You don't see these every day.
She's right. Video doesn't do it justice. Not the speed, not the noise, not the quiet. Unpredictable memories on vacation in Puerto Rico. Outdoors, John Carlin, 10 News, working for you.